Yo, yo, G, what time is it?
It's Cockney cook time.
So here we are again on a wonderful Wednesday. This one is a mission, I'm telling you. Right, blaming Bash. So don't be surprised if you don't see her on the next video, because that's her punishment. When she goes, Dad, make me lemon cake. She ended up on the video making lemon cake. Unfortunately, I haven't managed to get her to do this one tonight because this one's going to take me about 3 days to cook, but it's going to be good for you because you'll see it in about 10 minutes. But before we start, what do we do, people? Hit the like button, comment, subscribe, ring the little bell. Anything else? Share, because as we said before, sharing is caring. Anyway, let's get down to it. We are going to be making jambalaya. It's a nice southern Creole dish. So I'm looking at my prompter over there, she's nodding. It's a Creole dish. Anybody in Louisiana and places like that, if I screw this up, I apologise from the bottom of my heart. But I'm doing it the best I can. I've watched 3 or 4 different videos of 90,000 different people, and I think I've just made a combination of theirs in one. So get your pens and papers ready. I'm going to run through the ingredients. As you know, it's going to be down in this description because I don't expect you to remember all this. So pound down, camera lady, and we shall do our best. Let's start off with the meaties first. Got roughly just over 1.5 pounds of chicken. You can use breast or whatever you want. That's chicken thighs that's been deboned, deskinned. Let's say about 1.5 pounds. Over here we have some Dungeness crab. That won't get thrown in until the end, but you will see. Along with also the shrimp. I think there's just over 1 pound there as well. The other ingredients is Andouille Sausage. There's roughly 1.5 pounds there as well. As you can see, that's been chopped up. That's going to give it some nice spice. And let's run through the veggies. We've got a whole white onion. I've got 2 green bell peppers. I've got about 4 sticks, or ribs as they call them, of celery. We went in Target today. We tried getting some fresh okra. Couldn't get any okra. Couldn't find any frozen okra. But then Bash said, "Here, Dad, I've got some pickled okra in the fridge." So we're using Bash's pickled okra.
You're welcome.
Thank you, babe. We've got minced garlic. I think there's about 10 cloves there, but you can put in as much as you want. Here, this is what we're going to make our roux with. It's a combination of almond flour, coconut flour, and a little bit of xanthan gum. Again, all the measurements down below. Right, and this one I'm going to need assistance with because I can't remember all it. All I know is there's salt, paprika, cayenne, white pepper, black pepper, oregano. What am I missing?
Powder.
Onion powder, garlic powder. Are we missing any? Thyme, basil, or basil if you're from where I is. I think is that in it? Cayenne, I've done the cayenne, yeah. So there you go.
Paprika.
It looks a bit like the old KFC, doesn't it? 90 million herbs and spices. The Colonel's secret recipe. But anyway, that's not all going to go in there, by the way. We're going to mix it up, make it into a nice seasoning, and we're probably going to end up adding about 2 or 3 tablespoons of that in. Pan up, lady. Right, as you see, this is all preps and everything else. What I'm going to do on this one, a lot of people, how they do it is they get a big old pot on the stove and they throw it all in and they sit there for hours and hours and hours. We're not going to do that because we ain't got time to do that. And you people have got better things to do than sit here watching me cook for 24 hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break out the old slow cooker. I'm going to bang all this in there and that's going to sit chuffing away until tomorrow, which then we will come back in and show you how it got on. But before we do that, first step is we've got to make our roux. So I'm going to get the pan up to heat. Start on that to show you how to do that, so we'll be right back. Okay, before I do this, just needed to tell you, as pointed out by Bash, is the Creole spicing, seasoning, what I showed you, is all from scratch. Most of the people buy that stuff in a jar. This was made ourselves by the Colonel's secret recipe of 90 million herbs and spices. Just needed to point that out. Anyway, pan down. Right. I'm going to bang in, this is for our roux. It's roughly about 2 or 3 tablespoons, or maybe 4 or 5 tablespoons of olive oil. In with that, it's going to go. Good bit of butter, back up, a little bit too warm. A little bit more butter, please. Okay, just going to melt this down. Bring the heat down because I don't want it to burn. And this is obviously not a traditional roux because we're keto, so we can't have a traditional roux because there's too many carbs. And in goes, do it a bit at a time, don't do it all at once because obviously it could go nasty and lumpy and we don't want that. And what we're looking at consistency on this is you want like a peanut butter type colour is what we're going for. I might have to add some more oil to that I think because the old coconut flour ain't half soaking that up. So let me go in. I think his name's Abe, one of the guys that I watched when he was making his roux. Well, I think he used something like a cup of vegetable oil, which obviously, you know, we're not gonna do. Because we don't do vegetable oil. Right, I am definitely gonna need a lot more oil because that's soaking that up something terrible. Okay, here we go. That's better. That's the consistency I wanted. I will again put all of the measurements down in the bottom. As you know, on most of our videos, we tend to sort of wing it as we're going along. And I think it's sort of a better way of doing it because, like, then at least you get a, you know what I mean, a feel for it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Because, like I said, I ain't no professional chef, right? But we're getting there. I'm tempted actually not to use all of this flour because I actually quite like the consistency I've got here right now. So no, I'm gonna stay as I am, and I'm gonna keep watching this. The key to this really is keep moving it around because otherwise what happens is the flour tends to want to settle to the bottom, and then it sticks and then it burns and then you're all in loads of heaps of trouble. So I'm gonna pause you for a moment. I'm going to stand here for the next hour ever long mixing this, and when it gets back down to the colour it should be, I'll come back and show you. Okay, here we are. This is the sort of colour we're looking for because this is what's going to give our jambalaya its colour. Now you're at this stage, what we do is just stick that there a sec because I don't want it to burn. We start banging in some veggies. Start getting these veggies all coated with a roux. Okay, that's your onions. Okay, next is going to be your peppers. And then getting that all mixed up. If by magic, your celery. Going to get this nice and coated because remember this is all going in the slow cooker or the crock pot. I might actually put mine in my pressure cooker, in my Instapot, and just have it on the slow cook because as I said to you, what we're going to do is we're going to put this in, bang it on for about 8 hours and then come back. Alright, let's have the, I'll have the garlic. In with the garlic. Okay. Now I'm not putting any salt in this because, as you see, the Cajun seasoning that we put is very, very spicy, very salty. So obviously I don't want to put any salt in there right now. Right, this is almost at the point where I want it to be. I'm just going to throw in the okra, and for those of you that don't know, okra is French for jambalaya, or jambalaya is French for okra even. Right, I'm really sorry, I had to chip in because I just watched that plonker say he's making jambalaya. It ain't jambalaya, it's gumbo. Gumbo. Gumbo! What's the matter with you, man? Gumbo! French Louisiana, so... Okay, look, I can't do this. Right, I'm being prompted from behind camera lady about what okra really is and what it stands for. So, although you don't want to be in the video, dear Bash, what are you trying to tell me? Tell the people at home what it is. It
is Louisiana French West Indies.
French West Indies. Look, I just know it ended up in Louisiana. I didn't know where it came from. And I'm just cooking it. Because, and I'll be honest, one of the reasons why I'm cooking this also is because this is one of my favourite dishes. So, okay, I'm going to let that just sizzle away just for a little bit. I'm going to get the old crock pot out and then we'll be right back. So, see you in a moment. Right, first things first, just need to correct myself on the previous cut. It's not jambalaya. It's totally not jambalaya. It's gumbo. And let's start again on the whole okra thing. Okra is the little vegetable and gumbo means okra in French Creole, West Indies, Louisiana, that French, not au revoir French, you know what I mean? Okay, so back to the mission on hand. Let's start dunking everything in the crock pot, or sorry, the Instapot. Right, in goes all our vegetables and the root. Okay, so get all that loveliness in there. The other thing you could have done, which I would have done, but I forgot, and this is what I keep saying to you, we aren't rehearsed. What I would have liked to have done is browned my Andouille sausage, first of all, in the skillet to get the oil and use some of that oil to make the roux, but it doesn't matter because it's all going to get cooked anyway. In that goes. In goes our chicken. Okay, that's all going to go in there. In goes our tomatoes or tomatoes. So mix all that in. I'm going to get that all mixed up. I also need, let's give it a little bit of a stir around. Bear with me one moment. Okay, that's that. And then if you look down here, we've got our spices, which we're now going to mix up into one Creole spice. I didn't want to go Cajun. Cajun was just peppers, where the Creole spice uses a lot more different spices and herbs. So I'm going to get this all mixed up, and I'm going to probably add about 3 tablespoons of this to the gumbo. And then what we'll do is when we pull it again to see what it's like, we'll give it a taste test for seasoning. Should we need any more, we will add it. And then in the final description, I will put down below how much I used and let you know how hot it was. So all I've got to do is, this is all nice and mixed up now by the looks of it. One ingredient I am missing, if someone can go to the pantry for me and grab me some chicken stock, please, because I need the chicken stock. Oh, and also one of the other things, bless you, camera lady, makes a change for it not to be the dog sneezing. We forgot to say this, there's a tablespoon of the old W sauce, which is the old Worcester sauce, or Worcestershire, if you want to pronounce it that way. So that can go in the pot. Okay, and give me 1 second. Hit the pause button, be right back. Here's one I made earlier. So, that was the chicken stock they couldn't find. So, where was we? Yeah, we was micking up the spices. But we are in Disney, so that's why we mickey it up. Anyway, right, okay, so we're going to put about 1, 2, 3. And my daughter Bash, by the way, goes, "Hey, Dad, your tablespoons are more like heaping tablespoons." Well, why not? Live dangerously, right? And
I hope I can eat this.
a whole carton of chicken stock. Okay, that's it. Oh, excuse me, someone let that frog out. Anyway, right, so that's that. Who's nicked my spoon? Gonna give that just a little bit of a mixy again. I think the dog can smell it. She's like, "Here, what's that? Don't half smell good." Well, none for you, puppy, because it's too spicy. So even camera lady said that she went, "I hope I can eat this." Well, between her and her indoors, oh look at that, that's picking it up lovely already. Look at that. Have a bullseye on that. So there you go. But as regards to the chicken stock, yeah, chicken stock, bone broth, whatever it is you want to put in there, all does the same job. Right, so looks at me. I'm going to bang this on slow and low for about 6 hours or so. So it's going to be seconds for you, but tireless and painful and nerve-wracking and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, so on your side of it, in 3, 2, 1. And here we are, about 300 hours later. Just to give you a quick shufti on the time, what happened is we put it on for a slow cook for 6 hours, left it overnight. It then, a couple of hours later, I just let it cool down, shut it up and left it. We went to the beach for the day, hence the raccoon eyes and the suntan. I know, I'm gorgeous, aren't I? Anyway, so what we're going to do now, I've come back from the beach. We've put it on like a slow cook, but high, to bring the temperature up. As you see, it's looking great. Have another look at that. Yummy, yummy. Let's look at all these lovely bits in here. Look, oh dear, that is just great. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the crab in, because this needs to cook for how long?
10, 15 minutes?
About 10 or 15 minutes. So I'm going to put the crab in now. Didn't want that bit, the dog can have that. So we'll just let that cook for about 10, 15 minutes. And well, actually I'm going to give this like about 5 minutes first. And then I'm going to throw the shrimp in afterwards. Because again, the shrimp, you don't really need to cook them too much, because otherwise they'll be all like little rubber bullets. So I'm going to just let that crab sit for about 10 minutes. Then I'm going to throw in the shrimp. So I'll come back to you when we put the shrimp in. Be back. Okay, so it's been about sort of 5 or 10 minutes, crab's in. I'm now going to bang the shrimp in. So let me just get this in. And we'll get, oh, let's do it this way. Where the shrimp have been sitting in the fridge, they're all stuck together. Okay, so get them in. And we're now going to give them another, oh, little rogue one. An escapee. You're not getting away from my gumbo. Nearly said jambalaya. Yep, no, it's gumbo. We just remember gumbo, because otherwise we get told off by ourselves. So, okay, another 5-10 minutes. Also, hang on, while you're there, just have a quick shufti at this. Ooh, free facial. That is our collie rice. This one has come out really well. I'm chuffed as punch with this one. I put some basil in it. I put a little bit of rosemary in it. I think the rosemary is the winner. Basil. I isn't from America. I is from London, innit, mate? So yeah, so a bit of basil. Okay, a little bit of what else did I put in there? Thyme. But I think the winner, which is making this winner cauliflower dinner, is the rosemary. That, I don't know, that's just really sort of amped up the flavour. So that's ready. We're going to wait for the shrimp to cook, like I say, about 5 to 10 minutes, or 5 to 7 minutes. And then we'll plate it all up and give you a look. So be back in about 5 minutes. Okay, the time has come to try the gumbo. Look at that. Oh my word. That is just, well, you tell me, put it down in the comments. What does that look like? You got the crab, you got the collie rice, you got the gumbo. It's looking good. We got shrimp, we got sausage, we got chicken. It's, oh my life. This is my all-time favourite dish. So let's have a look. Let's get a bit of the rice, some of the sauce, some of the sauce, and the rice is banging. I already know the rice is banging because I try it. I want to try. I'm going to try one of the shrimp. Shrimpy. Yeah, shrimpy. Watch the stall. That's really good. Okay, when I tried it earlier, and this was like earlier, as in this morning. Oh, look there, bit of okra. That's where your gumbo comes from. Okra. Still a little bit of a snap. So this is so good. Like, I don't want to film anymore. I just want to eat my dinner. Right. When I tried it this morning after it run all night, I was in two minds whether I would do the almond flour roux again, because it tasted all right. The only way I can explain it is, I don't want to say grainy, but like pasty, like a little, rather than like a soup that's watery sort of thing. This was more pasty, which I think came from the almond flour. But where that sat today, So anybody that's cooking this, I suggest you do the overnight thing to cook it, and then just leave it all day and eat it that evening. So like literally like 24 hours later. The pastiness has gone away. There's no pastiness to it whatsoever. It's just great. Look, I don't, you can't, I want to sort of just wipe it there so you can see there's no graininess from it at all. So anyway, enough with the jibber jabber. That comes from another YouTuber, Old Headbanger's Kitchen, I think it is. Good man. I'm going to go and eat my dinner. So, thank you everybody for watching. This has been a great video. I know it's took me ages, but at least it was all right for you lot. You didn't have to sort of hang around for too long. As usual, hit the like button. I know I didn't show you the collie rice, but I'll stick something up here. I've done it so many times before. You've seen me do it so many times before. If you really want me to do a video on just collie rice, let me know and I'll do it for you. But so, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, ring the little bell, share, because as we keep saying,
Sharing is caring.
So I'm going to go and try this. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, it's not hot. It's really not. I could have done with another couple of tablespoons, to be honest with you, old seasoning. But her indoors is going to love it because it's not hot in any way, shape or form. So yes, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next Wednesday. Take care. Look after each other. Laters.